Nick, the council made a decision this week to keep the running of the two leisure centres, Queen's Park and Staveley Healthy Living Centre, under council control. Can you talk to me more in detail about the reasons for coming to those decisions, please?
Well, this was one of our main promises to the people of Chesterfield last May coming into the local elections. We knocked on thousands of doors and raised a petition against the Lib Dem plans to privatise both Queen's Park Sports Centre and the Staveley Healthy Living Centre. So it's been right at the very forefront of our plans since gaining control of the council last May, and I'm absolutely delighted to announce that both Queen's Park Sports Centre and Staveley Healthy Living Centre will remain under council control. And what's more, we've announced a £2.5 million refurb of Queen's Park Sports Centre, which should really give the investment required to improve the service to Chesterfield people and deliver something which we can all be proud of.
And when you talk about the £2.5 million refit, what does that actually entail? What will the difference be when people walk in, and what will they actually see that's different for that?
I think there'll be a massive difference.
Mm-hmm.
The reception area, which is currently very outdated by about 2 or 3 decades, will be ripped out and replaced with a brand new reception area. The changing facilities may be improved massively. The cafe may be relocated downstairs from the slightly odd position which it has at the moment. There are going to be many improvements made, and really to give it the wow factor when people walk in. As I said, for years and for the last decade now, Queen's Park Sports Centre in particular has been starved of investments. The Lib Dems wanted to obviously hive off the leisure centre to a trust or private company, and obviously morale at the leisure centre has suffered as a consequence. This is saying to the public servants who work there, council staff, we're going to put our money where our mouth is. We're going to invest in this leisure centre, and we're going to make it not only fit for purpose for people of Chesterfield, but to give you an appropriate place to work, which is something which obviously we all want to work together to improve.
And this is part of a 3-stage plan, isn't it? There are also plans to sort of get sport out there into the borough as well, aren't there?
Absolutely, and this is a key change in the council strategy. For too long, we've seen the Staveley Healthy Living Centre and the Queen's Park Sports Centre purely as the only way in which we can improve the health and reduce health inequalities in the borough. I'm absolutely keen, and have been keen now since last May, since we took control, to take sport and leisure out into the communities, to perhaps those areas of the borough which are more deprived and where people are less likely to want to go to a leisure centre. So not only are we improving the leisure centres and giving them much needed investment, we're actually getting out there in the form of 2 full-time officers out into those areas of the borough which need leisure and sport perhaps even more, and I'm very excited about that.
And what will this mean for jobs, Nick? Will this create more jobs down the line for Chesterfield? Obviously, you're taking it out. Will you be taking on more staff to facilitate that?
No, I don't think so. I think there needs to be a substantial restructuring of both Queen's Park Sports Centre and Staveley Healthy Living Centre. Currently, the 2 leisure centres cost the council almost £2 million a year in subsidy, and that's just unsustainable. Now, because a significant part of that is down to the staffing costs, we are going to have to look at that again, but no decisions have been made, and of course we're going to look at every possible way of reducing the subsidy for Chesterfield ratepayers before any decisions made on that.
Okay, and what sort of timescale are we looking at? When will all this begin, and when is it likely to be completed?
Well, the first step is to hire a sports and leisure manager who's going to oversee both the strategic operations of Queen's Park Sports Centre and Staveley Healthy Living Centre. I want that to happen as soon as possible, so that person can work with myself, my cabinet colleagues, and the council officers to really drive forward these reforms and ensure that this investment can be brought in as soon as possible. I think over the next 12 months to 18 months, we'll almost a transformation down at Queen's Park Sports Centre reception area, changing facilities, and also some of the behind-the-scenes technologies, which will obviously make the service the Chesterfield people so much better.
And of course, this year is, I guess, a prurient time to do it, isn't it? Given that it's Olympic year and sport is very much focused in the communities right across the UK.
Absolutely, 2012 is obviously a massive year for sport in the UK, and we want to follow the lead of the Olympic infrastructure, which is potentially going to provide us with some funding some way down the line. Maybe not for our leisure centres, but perhaps for other things. And we're also in provisional talks with a particular organisation within Chesterfield about perhaps pooling resources and going into a joint venture, but that's very much an embryonic stage.
Mm-hmm.
But absolutely, sport and health and reducing our health inequalities is an absolute priority of this council, and that's why we've put a substantial amount of investment in there, because A, it was a significant promise we made to people of Chesterfield, and B, we think it's vital for the people of Chesterfield, especially in times of recession.
Absolutely. And why do you feel, I mean, obviously the previous council had said that they were going to sort of outsource the management. Do you feel this is more cost effective long term to do it this way?
Well, I think people sometimes say that all politicians are the same and they all believe the same things. Well, this is an example of two different political parties having two different approaches to the way public services are delivered. I think the Lib Dem obsession with outsourcing was fundamentally flawed, and I think that was seen yesterday with the 45 redundancies being handed out to Museum Sheffield, which is actually controlled by a trust, the kind of organisation which Lib Dems wanted to see handle our leisure centres. This is not just about cost cutting, which obviously we do need to do to some degree. This is about the council maintaining control over the pricing of our leisure centres and to ensure that everybody has access to some facilities that we can all be proud of, regardless of whether you live in Walton or other areas of the town which are more deprived. For me, I'm absolutely passionate about every child, every person, every senior citizen has the same access to top-class facilities in Chesterfield, and I think keeping it under council control is the best way of achieving that, not by allowing a private business to dictate pricing and access. I think that's completely wrong, and that's why I'm just so delighted that we've been able to crunch the figures, deliver a plan, and our council officers have been working around the clock to make sure this can happen.